I am going to teach you how to sew a plushie while learning basic hand sewing too. You are going to need a sheet of felt, perhaps some scrap felt, maybe some embroidery floss or some all-purpose thread, a good pair of sharp scissors, some buttons, and some fluff. I'm Mrs. Heitzig, and I am going to show you the basics of sewing. I love this. So it doesn't matter if you're 6 years old, 16, 56. This is teaching you to sew with felt is like the easiest way to begin I have found, because it's not only easy, but it's also fun. I have this really weird gift where I can freehand things. Other people have it. I know I'm not completely unique, but I'm pretty good at it. So what I'm going to show you to do is fold your piece of felt hamburger style and then fold it in half again. And what I'm going to do is chop out a heart. You need a decent pair of sharp scissors, or it's not going to work out for you. If you need a stencil or something, you can always print something online or even trace something off of your computer, just get it the appropriate size. But I'm freehanding this because I'm just putting that natural talent that I mentioned to good use. So what this is going to do is give us a front and a back to a stuffy or plushy or whatever you want to call this thing that I'm about to make. So ta-da, and we got two. So I'm going to take this one piece and just put it off to the side. And the reason I'm doing that is because that's going to be the back side of my plushie, and I'm only going to work with the front piece whenever I learn to do different hand sewing. So we're going to first of all learn how to sew a button. There are two common different types of thread. So we've got all-purpose thread that is just like, I can't find my camera. It's like a single thread. Okay, and then there is embroidery floss or thread that comes like this. I'm gonna work with embroidery floss because I like it. So it comes in a bundle, and if you look really closely after you cut off about an arm's length, and there's like a bunch of little strands. So I'm gonna work with two. So to sew on this button, I'm going to break off about 2 strands of thread. Now when it knots like this, you can like put it in your mouth, but that's not sanitary, so I'm stopping myself from doing that. And it's best to have someone else pull on that end, or you just keep working it. Hello. If you struggle with threading a needle, you're gonna wanna use this cheater. I don't usually struggle, so I am simply going to thread this dude. If you don't know how to use that needle threader, it is a simple YouTube search. So I'm gonna have my ends meet up like so. I got my needle on one end, and then I've got these ends on the other. So it's like meeting up here, and I'm just gonna tie this in a knot down here. So it should look like this. Needle down here, knot down here. Sewing on a button is quite simple. So I'm going to just set it out about where I want my eyes on my heart, and then I'll move one out of the way. I'm kind of guessing, but about where I want it here. And I'm just gonna pull my needle from the back to the front so that my knot is on the back, and now I've just got the strand sticking up. And I'm going to stick my button down over the top. And now I'm just going to sew into the other hole. And so I've created a little loop that looks like this. I'm gonna go back and forth, and I'm just gonna do that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. And now I've got to knot it off. I would highly recommend watching the video tutorials on YouTube because they are better at staging this than me. But what you're gonna do to knot this off is I'm stitching, stitching, stitching. See that little loop that is formed there? I'm just going to sew right through that loop, and that is going to form a knot. And I'm gonna do that twice, and this will allow my heart's eye to not fall off, or for you to lose a button off your pants after you've reattached it. So knotting off is super important. Anytime you're hand sewing, anytime, any stitch, not just doing a button. If you choose a button that has 4 holes rather than 2, not a problem. You can just do a crisscross method, making an X, or you can go back and forth and treat it like a single button where you go back and forth and just go back and forth from one hole to the next and then one hole to the next, and then it will secure it on there just the same way. I have rethreaded my needle as I just shown you, same step. And I have cut out a little mouth out of scrap felt. You do not need to do that. You can simply just stitch on a mouth. You do not have to use felt. You can stitch right into the fabric if you choose. I just think the mouth is cute. So to do the running stitch, we always sew from the back to the front so that our knot is hidden on the back side. And then sew back to front, and then we're gonna sew front to back. And then back to front. However much thread you choose to use is completely up to you. You can use a single thread, you can use 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. But the way I've taught you so far how to thread your needle, you're going to have to remember that the thread is going to be doubled over. So I have chosen to use 2 threads, but I'm double threading my needle. So whenever I gather those points at the end, it is double thickness. So I've really got the thickness of 4 threads as I'm sewing on these stitches. So this is just the example of the running stitch, and it's just simply securing on the mouth. So I have secured this mouth on with my little smiley face, and now I'm just going to stitch in the same spot a couple of times. Again, knotting it off because that's a really big deal, because I don't want any of my stitches to come undone. I'm going to show you how to do the whip stitch. The whip stitch is my favorite hand stitch because it's fast. So I'm going to get into the middle of my heart here, and I'm going to start my stitches there. And I am going to just whip around. So I'm going to sew from the back to the front, from the back to the front, from the back to the front. Now you can make these stitches as fat and wide as you want, or as thin and narrow as you want. It doesn't really matter. What is important is that you're consistent. Let me rewind on that. It does kind of matter, because if you make them too fat and wide, then you're going to have gaps in your stuffy, and that's just not good, because then his stuffy stuffing will be hanging out, and you can't have the stuffy stuffing hanging out. So far, this is what I have. I'm just sewing from the back to the front, and that is the whip stitch. So you want to make sure that you have a decent sized tail, because as you sew along this edge, you're likely not going to have enough thread to do it from the start to finish. So every once in a while you're going to have to stop, and you're going to have to do the little end stitch where you sew it, but you don't pull it all the way tight, and you stitch through that loop, and it forms a knot. And then you just do it one more time. If it doesn't look completely perfect, chances are this is your very first sewing project, and the chances of your very first sewing project being complete without any mistakes is just extremely unlikely. So understand that mistakes are going to be okay. Your thread is going to knot. There's going to be some times where you forget about the whole length of the tail thing, and it's just annoying and it's frustrating, but it's part of learning. It's not that big of a deal. We'll just live and learn. Mistakes are how you learn. Woo! So you're going to want to stop at a certain point and leave a little gap over here. So I've got the front sewn to the back, but now I need to stuff it with stuffing, and I want to be able to, I don't necessarily have to fit my whole hand in there, but you want enough room. You want it to be big enough to where you can work with it quite easily and get it stuffed all the way in. I don't know how much fluff I actually need, but I do know if I take this giant ball and I start trying to stuff it in here, it becomes quite frustrating. So take off smaller chunks and tuck it, and then try to work it all the way over to the furthest corner. Start by doing that. Then you can work back in the opposite direction. Just keep doing that. There's no right or wrong amount. If you want your stuffy to be more firm, put a ton of stuffing in it. If you want it to be softer, don't put as much in it. Doesn't really matter. So I've got my stuffy stuffed about how I like her, and now I'm just gonna continue sewing the rest of her up. Just continuing on with that whip stitch. Oops. And there we have a cute little heart-shaped plushie.